here, we're not going to count, no more magic numbers, but let's highlight as much as possible all those targets, so that maybe you can, I don't know, maybe you can have your own kind of initiative, create your own self notes for module 4, listing all these jargons in one note, make it nicely and print it. Okay. Nonetheless, walau bagaimanapun, if your index is okay, by the way, how do you find the index that I shared? There are two sets, right? Sarah punya and the other guy punya. For me, if you ask me, both are good, but I asked my other students, they found that the other guy, I think Nabil, the guy is Nabil. Nabil's version is better because in that index it includes all the names in the list. If you see Sarah's version, all the names she put it aside, separate. If you know how to use that, that's okay, that's fine. But if possible, even if you have your own kind of index, okay. So please get yourself prepared for module. Alright, module 4 part A. Okay, all those jargons, I would say mainly in part B and part C later. Okay, let's start with part A first. Again, we talk about governance theoretically, but still, and we talk about countries. Different country apply different way of implementing governance, and we also found out that some countries also struggle in ensuring that their governance is in place. So let us see what are the criteria in making our corporate governance successful. So based on some scholars, okay, Hamilton and Micklewicz in 2006. In 2006, there are 6 causes of corporate failure. But rightly before that, these are among the areas, okay, that may contribute to reduce the risk of financial failure. Okay, these are among the factors that could save you, that could improve your financial performance. Number 1 is board selection. If the board selection is good, with the proper amount of members, with the right amount of qualified members, with the right amount of independent directors, you can see that your governance will then become better, hence will lead to performance. Because we agreed upon earlier, governance is about conformance and performance. Okay, so these two things are to be aligned together. Also, executive remuneration. This is also the one that we discussed. That is always that is always the main function of the remuneration committee to propose the recommended range of salaries among the directors. And also the conformance of the Corporation Acts for Commonwealth countries, and the quality of the audit. So I think if you could see some cases recently reported, even big companies, I would say almost all big 4 companies more or less may have been involved in certain court cases or scandal. So there's no way that we can say that okay, this firm is always good, this one is always bad. No. We are not here to judge, but that is how the challenge is in the corporate world. We can't be confirmed, we can't really see this thing is to be done in the most respectful and respected manner. Okay, so according to Hamilton and Micklewicz, there are 6 causes of corporate failure. And this research was done following those cases. Enron everyone knows about Enron, Baring Banks. Okay, I think that happened in Singapore. Okay, and also the other corporations. If in Australia we have HIH, okay, in Malaysia you name it, okay, and that's how you see what are the causes of corporate. Okay, let's see all the 6 factors. Okay, the first one is poor strategic decisions. Okay, first and foremost, how do you define strategy? We have operational, management, strategic. Operational level, management level, strategic level. Okay, tell me, what do the operational level, what does the operational level do? Day-to-day activities. Okay, you can say, let's say if you are running a factory, a manufacturing company, your factory workers and the supervisors are all under the operational level. Okay, then we have management level, the executives, no, the management, no, the managers, and we have the strategy. That includes the board. Okay. What does it mean by poor strategic decisions? Have you discussed about the decision making between from unstructured, semi-structured to structured? Okay. Can you draw a triangle? Okay, everyone draw a triangle. And your triangle has 3 layers. Okay, I want to see how skillful are you in getting my instruction. Okay, draw a triangle with 3 levels. Okay, the bottom one operational, the middle one management, the top one strategic. Okay, I'm drawing the triangle.
Saya ulang balik tu. Operational middle ke?
Operational, the bottom one.
The bottom.
The middle one is management. Everyone knows triangle kan? Triangle? Macam ni.
Management strategi.
Ini. Okay. Now I want you to write down these 3 items. Write down somewhere, not yet in that triangle, but write down somewhere else.
3 items.
Unstructured decision making. Unstructured with D. Unstructured. DM, the unstructured decision making. Semi-structured decision making. What is the last one? Structured decision making. Okay, now you tell me, for all these 3 levels, can you map which kind of decision making does each of those have? Of course, the middle one is middle.
Semi-structured.
Semi-structured. So middle one circle. Let's talk about the top one and the bottom one. Okay. Which one would you like to start first? The bottom one or the bottom one or the top one? The bottom one. Okay, the bottom one. Operational level. Deals with structured or unstructured?
Structured. Structured. Operational.
UOS. U for unstructured. S for structured.
S.
Team U. Raise up your hand. Team U.
Let's go.
Team S.
Rest.
Okay, nice juga. Okay. The answer is for the operational level, they always deal with structured. Okay. Now, for those who answered structured, can you explain why?
Sebab dia
Yes, structured means what? Everything is well prepared.
well prepared, yeah.
Right? If someone is absent, someone else can easily replace.
Yeah.
Right? Let's say you are a factory worker. Okay, you are on MC today. Can your other friend replace you and do the same thing?
Yeah.
Because you follow the manual, right? Everything is given. And you keep on doing that for 10 years, 20 years. All are structured. Okay? Because as you say, day to day is routine. You know, and it is in your mind already. Okay? And for the strategic level, why do they do unstructured? What does it mean by unstructured for them?
Not prepared. Not well prepared.
Not well prepared? Yes. Yes. The keyword here is they deal with uncertainties. Uncertainties. What is that? What is uncertainties? Yes.
Ui.
Uncertainties means we do not know, we can't expect what to happen. Example of decision making done by the strategic level that you can consider it as unstructured. Example? Exactly. Whether we should merge with another company. Do we do that frequently? No. If we do, of course we don't, right? And even if we want to do, and even if you are doing two different mergers, are they the same? No, right? Even, okay, now, yeah, that's good. Merger. It's very uncertain. Even if you are merging between this company and the other company, of course, the arrangement will be different. Okay, tell me the biggest merger ever happened in Malaysia.
Biggest merger.
Yeah, synergy. Involving 3 companies. Sime Darby. Yeah, of course, the recent merger is between Telkom Digi, right? But the biggest merger in Malaysia is synergy involving Sime Darby, TH Plantation and Guthrie. Okay, that is in the plantation industry. Okay, so can you know and see, and how do you, and can you relate now? Example, can you think of some examples of poor strategic decisions? You know, wrong acquisition, poor, poor what? What kind of examples you can think of? Thinking of, offering a new product that you can't sell, opening a new branch that you can't do well. Have I shared with you that there are 2 McDonald's in Sentul in front to each other? Anyone here staying in Sentul? You know, there is one part in Sentul. No. McDonald's. Can you imagine? Okay, there is a main road, right? This side got McDonald's. Opposite also got McDonald's. To show how that does not happen somewhere else, but I could really see this is a rare case happen. And what do you think that what is the so-called conclusion that you can derive? There's no problem for them doing their own business, even though they are very because they know they still can make good profit. Okay. So, but it could be the other way around. Let's say if they open 2 McDonald's, let's say you are thinking about doing the same thing. even if you go to countries like in Malaysia, we can't really see this quite often. But if you go to countries like Japan or Korea, try to see their family mart, their 7-Eleven. You know?
See you much.
In Japan, for example, you walk a bit. Now you are now in front of 7-Eleven. You walk a few meters ahead, another 7-Eleven. So that shows that you have to plan and to come up with a good strategic decision. If they can't, surely they won't open. Okay, the same thing goes like McDonald's as well. Okay, anyone got any question for the first reason why corporate fail? Okay, remember these are the 6 points talking about the common causes, the reasons of corporate failure. Second, greed and the desire for power. Okay, I think you can clearly see what is happening surrounding you or happening around the world that involves this second reason, the second cause. Okay, number 3, over-expansion and ill-judged acquisition. Also, this could also be part of poor strategic decision, but being mentioned in more specific. Over-expansion. What does it mean by over-expansion?
Overexpansion. They overexpand their business.
Yeah, you grow bigger, but you can't really cope. I mean, it doesn't sync with the growth of your sales, the growth of your revenues.
Yeah.
Because you assume when you expand, you expect sales will go up, but you can't forget, you cannot forget, you cannot deny your expenses will also go up because you will tend to employ more employees. You will tend to spend more overheads, so on and so on. And ill-judged acquisitions. You are buying or you are acquiring. Just now we talked about merger. Now acquisition means what? We are buying another company. Okay? And all these reasons are based on the real world cases. I think they relate this mainly to Enron, I assume. Dominant CEOs. Remember which country that allows the president and CEO to be done by the same person? Which country, if you still remember? And they claim, having this arrangement, they claim the person can still be independent. This country allows the CEO and the president can be the same person.
China.
And they claim this person is independent. Which country is that?
France,
No.
India.
France.
Ui.
Try to double check. We don't have so much countries. We discussed 7 countries. Remember? What are those 7 countries? UK, US, Australia, Japan, Germany, France,
India.
Okay, can you read the part that I mentioned earlier about the same person can be the CEO and president, right? PDG. Okay. What is the uniqueness of Germany? Mainly SME. Small amount of concentration. Yes. Very good. So now you should know every country has its own story.
But I think one of the key characteristics here is how even their employees or their stakeholders, they are very concerned with the performance of the business.
Yes. That's what I'm the small concentration coefficient.
Apa dia? Sprite tak ada CEO. CEO jadi. Tak ada booth apa. Elimination.
Okay, next. Failure of internal controls. Have we discussed the 6 principles of internal control? Yes? No? No. Okay, let's list down 6 principles of internal control. Okay, before I give you the 6, can you tell me what are the principles of internal control that you have learned before?
Internal control.
At least this first one, the most popular one. Objective. Apa nama?
Segregation of duties.
Yes, segregation of duties. Have we discussed this? Where did you learn this? What subject?
Audit.
Audit. Good. My principle, not mine lah. The principles that we are going to discuss today may be or may not be the same as what you have learned, but very much similar. Okay, let's list them all, then we can discuss why internal control leads to the failure. Okay, number 1, we will start with establishment of responsibility. Establishment of responsibility. Okay, this is internal control. Yeah? Establishment of responsibility. Okay, establishment. Okay, what does this mean? To have a good internal control, a company should establish everyone's JD. What is JD? JD. Job description.
Oh. Establish.
Okay, okay. Under establishment of responsibility. Okay, now we are still in the first point. Under first principle, under establishment of responsibility, the company should provide clear JD, job description. Okay, what is job description?
Macam job scope ni.
Yes. Apa tu? KPI. KPI is related to performance, but this is maybe during your before you join, you may need to be given this JD first. Okay? Are you going to accept a job without knowing what are the things that you are supposed to do? You signed it. Okay? So this is part of the internal control, which means the company should provide a clear job description or clear responsibilities, because from this JD it creates boundaries, especially if you want to talk about accountability. Okay, when you know your JD well, if anything happen, you can be held or you can't be held liable. So this JD may contact you. Okay? So if someone blame you, then you have to see, is this under my area? Okay? I'm not supposed to be accountable because according to my JD, my job description, my company has stated that this is someone else's JD. Okay? So one day if you want to create your own company, make sure you give a proper and clear JD to your employees. As you are wishing the same thing if you are going to be employed. Okay? Number 1 is that establishment of responsibilities. Okay, number 2, yes, segregation of duties. Okay, tell me, what do you understand with this term?
Put everyone in different place.
Put everyone in different place. Apa? Yes, one cannot do multiple tasks. Yeah, separate their roles and responsibilities. Okay, the best definition of segregation of duties is we cannot allow one person to check his or her own work. Okay, so that is the reason why we have to segregate. Imagine working as a cashier at Giant supermarket. At the end of the day, you have to count the money, and you are to also to verify the counting, and you are also the person to bring the money to the bank. If you anyone here ever work in supermarket? Aib. How do you, at the end of the day, who is going to collect and who is going to verify? Supervisor, right? Right. And that's how internal control is being done. What happens if the same person does all job? Fraud is highly likely to happen. Okay? But fraud can still happen if they are kamchin, if they are quarreling, if they are collaborating. Okay? If they are collusively collaborating. Okay. Where are we? Number 2. Segregation of the, I think this one is very common, you know this. Okay, the third one, documentation procedures. Documentation procedures. Example of documentation procedures is, for every transaction there must be a proof. Okay, I think talking about this principle, I think ladies are very good in it. Why? Not only dalam kereta, dalam handbag. But yeah, that shows that you are doing that for, if you are really want to use that. That is very true, because you know it happened to even to myself. At the moment I want to claim for tax rebate and I couldn't find my receipt. So you have to really keep. So that the same thing goes definitely if you are running a company. All the transactions must have proof, and the proof comes from these documents. Whether it is in hard copy, in soft copy, even in receipt, you can send it through email, right? That is still documentation procedure. Those days, to issue an invoice or to issue a receipt even, they do carbon copy. You know carbon copy? You know what CC in your email is? What is BCC and CC? What is CC? CC is carbon copy. BCC? Blank carbon copy. Now I know. Yeah. Blind or blank. Blind means you can't see. Okay? Blind carbon copy. That means when you CC, the others can't really see that this email is sent to you. Okay? CC means carbon copy, means multiple copies. I think, let's say if you are buying something, when the shop gives you an invoice, okay, there are 3 layers, right? And one is given to you as a customer, the other 2 they keep. Maybe the other one is going to be given to another department. Okay. Number 3 done. Number 4. Independent internal verification. Independent internal verification. That's where the role of supervisor is important. That's where the role of internal audit is important. Okay? In order for us to minimize all the errors, all the possibilities, let's check internally first. So who are going to check? Usually the supervisors, if we're talking about the operational level, okay, and internal audit. Number 5. Okay, number 5, we have several smaller parts. We have physical, electronic, physical, electronic, and mechanical controls. Okay, we combine these into one principle. Physical control Electronic control, apa? Mechanical. Okay, physical control, CCTV. Yes. What else?
Lock.
Lock. What else? One more.
Ni yang
Yes.
box.
Security guard.
Okay.
Security guard apa?
Yang
Safety box. Okay, that one could be mechanical. Okay. Electronic password. Yes. Biometric. And whatever that is electronic. And mechanical could be bank vault. Okay. Maybe not all companies have this mechanical, but if you think of internal control being applied in banks, where do they keep all your cash? Bank vault, you know. Have you watched movies kan?
safety box. Baik apa je macam mana?
To turn right, to turn left, to turn
Box.
south.
Yang ni apa?
Okay, so these three items are under one principle, and these are all the internal control activities that a company can adopt and apply. What is in your perception, looking at, when you are visiting or looking at the company, when the company has no CCTV? When the company has no security, but security guard is okay, it's optional. Maybe it involves more cost.
Low
Right?
level of internal control.
Yes. Okay, how do you rate physical control in Unirazak? Not all rooms have to be put CCTV, but do they? Of course, they have CCTV. Yeah, in several places, they have security guards.
Dalam lift tak ada.
Dalam lift, no CCTV. So you need CCTV in lift.
Yes.
But there are 4 lifts, so 4 CCTVs. Okay. Yeah. Mechanical, maybe Maybank down there. Yeah, right, Maybank. Okay. And last principle, we call it other controls. OTHER, other control. Example of other controls. Okay, let's say we talk about this in agency theory. Okay, we talk about this in agency theory. How many costs are there in agency theory? 3, right? Residual loss, monetary cost, bonding cost. Right? Bonding cost can be part of other controls. Is to have to give a bond or to have a bonding. For example, how do I, let's say all of you are working with me, I'm the boss. How can I ensure that you cannot easily quit your job here? You sign a contract.
They have
If you want to leave, if you still want to leave, yes, you can go, but you have to pay. Okay, at least it can deter. I cannot stop you from leaving, but I can deter. What is deter? DETER. Prevent. I can slow you down. I can make you think twice. Okay, for example, if you talking about physical control padlocks, kan? Let's say at your house you have 10 padlocks, but still the robber can get into your house. But at least by having more padlocks, it can deter. Who knows, after opening 7, 8, 9, 10, police will come. At least it can slow down. But all padlocks can still be hijacked, can still be hacked. At least we can deter. The same thing as contract. People can still leave, but at least the contract can deter. DET, okay? So how do we relate all these 6 principles with this? So what is the conclusion here? For those companies that fail, yeah, maybe they lack. There are some of the principles they lack. Okay. One of the most obvious ones could be the efficiency or the effectiveness of their internal audit. maybe the internal audit is not doing their job well.
How about company that doesn't consider?
Yeah, that could also be one of the reasons. If let's say one day they fail, because they don't have. Even for companies, even if they have, if they're not doing that the activity properly, they still can. It's not as if they don't have.
Is it mandatory for companies to have an internal?
Yes. If in Malaysia, yes.
Which part of the,
It's part of the code. CG code. Oh, the topic. That one is in part the committees. Under audit committee, you have to ensure that one of the functions of the committee is to ensure that there is an independent audit function, and they work in conjunction. Only that audit committee to appoint the external auditor, they can also take the internal audit.
Yang habis tu. Dah penting ni.
Okay, engagement that outsource the audit and we can. Can be outsourced.
it has to be in your company, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, as long as there is an audit activity, whether the audit is outsourced or in-house, audit function.
What are the non-auditors? There's a risk of independence, right? External auditors. What is the purpose of that? What is it exactly?
Advisory. Advisory, but it has to be totally separated from the audit itself. And then most of the recommendations actually come from the same. If you are to get basic advice, there's another advice shouldn't be done. It's not very hard, but it's to ensure. Okay? Alright, the next one is ineffective boards. What does it mean? The directors are not independent, the directors are not competent. Okay, the directors are appointed based on relationship, not on competency. Okay, so that makes the board ineffective. Alright, any question for all the 6 common causes? And these 6 common causes can be asked in the MCQ part. But you have to understand each of the causes. Alright, another study also done by KPMG. But if you look at the title, KPMG Guide to Corporate Collapses, something like how to collapse, because it uses the word guide. If you want to collapse, follow this step, something like that. Okay, it's not what that means, but this is also the findings. These are also the findings. If you see more or less as what have been found by Micklewicz and Hamilton just now. For example, grid number 1, number 2. Okay, can you tick which are the items that are similar with the 6 points earlier? Number 1, number 2. Over expansion, over expansion, right? 1, 2,
3 sama.
3.
Yes.
3 relates to which one?
Relate to our expansion juga.
Expansion, okay.
Incentive increasing
Okay.
to commit for.
6, ineffective board, right? What else? 8, yeah, more or less the same.
Number 7? Can it be
7.
dominance?
But sense of entitlement, how do we define Is there any
Number
elaboration
four,
of size
sir.
of entitlement?
Here.
Yeah, if you can know the explanation, what does it mean by sense of entitlement, and if you think that that explanation means dominant CEO, yes. Okay?
Dia
So
lebih
that-
kurang under your influence ke sir?
Which one? 7. Under dominant CEO.
Ha.
Yeah, greedy, yes. Greedy, yes. Okay, can you repeat again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Okay? 4, greed. Okay? That is okay, whether they are linked or not, as long as you know all the lists are
1, 2, 3, 4,
very much
6, 7,
similar.
8.
Okay. What are the other governance failure? Okay. What are the other causes that make the governance fail? Remuneration. High executive earnings when they are paying excessive remuneration to directors, but in return the KPI is not synchronized. Okay, so I think this one you can think of it and relate it logically. Okay, paying excessive salaries, but in the end the performance of the directors are not as expected. Okay, now I want you to read through this willful blindness. Do you have an internet access with you? Can you open Knowledge Equity? And there is a video about willful blindness.
Tak, ni betul tak? Betul. Betul sebenarnya. Bila of internet control? Oh, belum. Oh, belum kan? Belum. Dominant CEOs. Oh, effective. Betul. Baik. Setelah effective board. 6 more. Saja ni. 6. Nampak ni. Tidak, mandi confuse yang nombor 4 ni. Bukan ke nombor 4 ni. Ni ke dominant CEO. Dua pun boleh ya. So 2 dan 4. Saya buka dulu ke? Buka. Saya buka Knowledge Equity.
Okay, I think I will play this video, but if the sound is not loud enough, you can read the caption. Okay. Or if you want to watch at your side, okay.
Sandra attends a strategy session where the directors are considering possible plans to drastically boost profits and share price. The CEO and CFO start pushing the directors to think outside of the box, and they put forward a proposal that is not constrained by law. The meeting then focuses on the detail of this proposal and how best to implement it without alerting regulators to petty breaches. Sandra decides to take a leave from the meeting at this point, since she does not want to face any legal consequences should the legal proposal be discovered. Willful blindness refers to a situation where a person chooses to be ignorant about a particular wrongdoing. The reason for this is because the person believes that remaining ignorant would allow them to not get involved and to not face legal repercussions that such actions may give rise to. Sandra has chosen to remain ignorant about the illegal proposal so that she can avoid legal liability. However, in terms of US legislation, Sandra will still be liable since, as a director, she should have been informed about the proposal and should have taken steps to prevent any wrongdoing. To recap, willful blindness refers to a person choosing to be ignorant about a particular wrongdoing in order to avoid legal consequences. However, under US legislation, that person would still be legally liable.
Okay, willful blindness. If I can share this hashtag, sorry, I am sharing this hashtag in Bahasa. Okay, the hashtag for this willful blindness is BBTN. BBTN. Buat tak nampak. Pretend you lose. Pretend lose one eye. Cepat bagus. Because you know already the concept of willful blindness. Okay, what does this video say about willful blindness? Yes, and yes, is the person still liable?
Will be held liable.
Because she is still the director, even though she was not part of that decision, but in terms of, remember, establishment responsibility, Sandra is still the director for the company. Yes. You know the case of Serbo Dynamic. You know Serbo Dynamic? You can Google Serbo Dynamic case later. It happened to be one of the directors. Okay. One of the directors is my wife's friend's husband. Okay. According to what my wife shared, okay, the person, the husband, didn't do anything. Didn't do. That means you can assume you just be innocent. You didn't do, but you are just part of the board. But it happened to be that person was sentenced to jail.
Yeah. Buat tak nampak.
Even this for Sandra at least she realized, but she chose to leave the meeting. At least she knows what happened. But for that case, I don't know whether he knew or he didn't know. But let's say even if he is innocent, he was sentenced to jail.
Oh. Kat Malaysia tak buat yang safe harbor tu.
Okay. I don't know whether if there is such a case, safe harbor rule, but maybe not many people do know that, or maybe the case is it still needs to be decided by the court. Okay. According to US law, breach of duties. She should have stopped. She should have reported. Being ignorant is an offense. At least if she has reported, she has tried her best to stop it by that effort. Then it goes to Sandra will be liable because of her position.
Can resigning be like
Yeah, that would be the best. That's how you should answer in the
Benda tu make up
No, you have something like
set tu apa?
minimal one.
Hilang pula jadi.
Pada sudah kan, you see the plan, you go for counseling. Like in some families, they have very problematic children. The parents themselves call the police. We are escalating the level of punishment from the lowest, from the lowest one. So resigning is the ultimate. If you have everything that you have done, still you can't stop people from resigning. That is what CPA views. Okay? Alright, so any question for willful blindness? Okay, let's settle down the last part. Let's finish off this part A before we go for break. Okay, any question for willful blindness?
No.
Right, another example that I don't know, maybe I feel guilty I'm doing this, but I don't know whether I should continue doing this or not. You know, not in CPA. CPA, you guys are having open books, that's fine. Being a lecturer, we need to invigilate exams. Okay, I'm talking about the closed book exams. Sometimes when we are invigilating, we can sense students cheating. You know, from his or her gesture,